What is up, everybody? So, I know what I'm going to name that playbook trade. This is part two if you've not watched part one. Link in the description because this is just a continuation of a very long um, video series on doing detailed playbooks. Okay, guys, hopefully you can't hear this fucking music in the background. Let me actually do that. Just adjust the volume. Okay, so this is real-time thinking. So this is how long it takes to usually make one of these things. This is the playbook section on journal ticks. Again, you don't have to do it like this, but since I have it, I'm fucking using it. Okay, so I decided to name that playbook trade. When you guys name shit, don't give it some stupid fucking name. Like, I want to actually edit this one. I remember in one of my videos I talked about renaming it to the Dragonfly. Okay, I'm gonna you can create as many of these you want. This one's gonna call the Big Dirty. The Big Dirty. I'm gonna actually put big in all caps. Make sure you don't give your playbook names these weird technical names like load node, switcheroo, or bounce to bounce. You can kind of see how I did some of that in here, like second, well, like there's first deviation fade, second 80%er. That's a good name. Bad trade, that's a great name. Boom and zoom, bullish imbalance, butterfly. But like DDLIS or DDHVE entry or DD first roll, when you give your shit technical names that have something to do with like profile being a low node or a high node or a complete auction, don't give it a name that you sticks out like your name in your fucking your kid or your name in your pet or you're making a gamer tag online. Give it a good name. This one's called the Big Dirty. Like I know what the Big Dirty is. Because if I look at certain playbook names, I'm like, what the fuck is DDLIS? Oh, it's double distribution line in the sand. I didn't know that. I just read the description. But when I say the Big Dirty, I know what trade that is because I remember it. So the Big Dirty. What I'm going to do is put in the description later. So I'm going to put in all the parameters in the description, and I'll explain what that is later. Because I feel like there's going to be a part 3 to this. So just for now, I'm going to call it the Big Dirty. So give me a second because I want to do something here. Okay, because in the last video I had originally named it VPOC Blitz. So it should be in here now under T's because it's alphabetical order. Where the fuck is it? Um, fuck, man. Well, it's in here somewhere. I just probably keep passing it and it's pissing you guys off. Where the fuck is it? What if I write T? Oh my god, are you serious? So sometimes you have to like go to the browser, reset the fucking deal. I hope it's in there. Give me a second here. Oh yeah, because if you make a new playbook and you got this one opened, you're gonna have to refresh it. There's a save button up here as well, so it should be in here now. The Big Dirty, baby. Okay, so that's the Big Dirty, baby. So I'll do these emojis later after we read the tape. So the next step is we're gonna go over those hashtags, but first, what I'm gonna do is go ahead and do this. And what we're going to have to do is so what I'm going to have, so we're going to review the actual like trade because I know it took 3 times to get into this trade. So when you playbook these things and you took 3, 4, 5, 20 fucking trades to get into it, you have to look at those too. Okay, you can't look at that. You can't just ignore that shit. Because I want to know how well I'm scalping it. Because if I'm scalping into these playbook trades and I keep fucking, yeah, I may have made money on the playbook trade, but if I like scalped into it 5 times and I lost more than I made on it, well, that tells me there's a fucking issue, right? I'm not hitting it well. So if I'm not hitting it well, I need to know that my entries are shit and I need to figure out what to do to remedy that. I need to study the best entries on these types of deals. So what I'm going to do next is I know I took 3 entries to get into this. So this is the first entry. It lost me 150 bucks. I'm going to also name it the Big Dirty. The reason being is you bet I hope the fuck you guys all watch this video right here. Let me show you which one it is real quick. The best way to start playbooking. I hope that this should be the first video in this specific series that you should watch. I forgot where I was going with that, but anyways, I don't remember what I was gonna say. Yeah. So I know I hit it 3 times. So what I'm gonna do is name this the Big Dirty. Oh yeah, what I was gonna say is in that specific video, I show you statistics on my playbook trades in that specific video. Well, by tagging all of my Antipton entries into that playbook trade, I get to see the statistics on all those attempts and see how much money I lose versus how much money I make trying to get in them and when they actually work, and how many times I swing at these things before they actually work. And what we're going to do is we're going to go into this hashtag system. This hashtag system will break down a lot of, I'll break that down here in a bit. So I'm going to also name this one the Big Dirty because I need to know the stats on it, right? So I don't know my alphabets. I don't know where T comes. Oh, I'm going to have to refresh this. Give me a second. I got to go refresh the fucking deal. Okay, there we go. Now that I refreshed the browser, the Big Dirty should be in here. There it is. I love that name. Okay, let's go ahead and watch this. This entry was at, so if you remember in the last playbook, this is the actual entry to get into it, which we'll go over again. But this is where I put ME for my entry. You're probably like, what happened in your last video? Go watch it. Go rewatch it. So this entry happened at 10:15. So it's about to happen. So I just want to kind of watch it. This process should be familiar. When I do my trade reviews, I usually go 1 minute before the entry. So down here it's 10:14, right? I know that looking at this specific entry, it happened at 10:15 in 22 seconds. So I know I like to go 1 minute ahead of time, maybe more depending. So up here is that high node that got rejected and it blew out, I believe. Oh, no, it's not. I know what phase this is in. I'm going to screenshot this and it'll all make sense here in a bit. Because I just really did a shit job trying to get this. So all these letters on the side represent like the quarter point or random high nodes, but a lot of these are composite levels. And if you're submitting playbooks to my playbook room, you need to explain that. Like I just explained for you. Do something, because if you just give me something and I don't know what letters are, then that doesn't help. So I attempt to hit at, give me just a second. So I attempted to hit at 97, 34, 97, 75. So I know the entry's down here. So 34, 97, 70, 34, 97, 75. So the first hit is right here. Okay, and what happened was, see this wick? See this VP 9650? It hit right the fuck on the center of this distribution curve, 9675. Yeah, it hit right on the center line of this distribution curve. So I thought it was primed up and it was ready. So I do want to take a note on that. What I'm going to do is pull up a sticky note real quick that's off screen. First hit was an attempt on VPOC of little curve. Okay. This is basically trade management. Okay, so I'm just taking quick notes off screen because I do want to know about like how to hit this shit, right? So I attempt to hit. Why did I hit there? Oh, I try to get it going back into this node. Okay, I get it. Let's see what the tape looked like when I hit it. Give me a minute just watching this tape. So there's been there's selling, there's no buying on the tape, so I did hit into selling pressure. Fuck. I hit into mid selling. No mid buying was on the table. Okay, that wasn't good. So the tape just wasn't there. See, I'm trying to cut it. Oh shit, I think I flat that one out. Otherwise, that would have been like 150, I think, or some shit. I'm pretty sure I flatted that out. No, that was a full stop right there. Full stop on that one. That was a full stop. Shit. All right. I tried. You see how I tried to get out of it. Like and here's the thing, if you're playbooking and you didn't record your session, you fucked up. You need to know how you performed. You don't know how you performed unless you look at this. You can see I tried to get it, but I think I was just a little too fucking late. Ooh. Okay. I get it. Okay, you're probably like, if you watch the last video, you're like, holy shit, are you going to populate this with a fuckload of info? No. Since this was a bad entry, I don't really put as much data into it, but what I'll do is I'll hashtag it. So let's explain the hashtagging system. Let's go ahead and explain what's happening up here first. So that way you're not looking at everything. So this is for the fight attempts. So if I'm fighting and I fight to get into a playbook trade, I want to know how many times I tried to fight for it. Was that fight a success or was it a failure? You can see where I put fight fail or fight succeed. Look, you guys don't have to do this shit, but this allows me to pull more data on my specific trades. And again, journal ticks, their hashtagging is broken right now. They emailed me and said they replicated the issue. Hopefully it'll be fixed because I really want that hashtag feature to work. Um, and I sent them a video on how it was broken, so they watched it. They told me they watched it, so that's great. But anyways, I'm gonna still hashtag this shit for when it does get fixed. And if it works like shit still, then I will figure something out. But anyways, so was the fights to get in this thing a fail or success? So any hashtag that is FF or FS isn't going to be on the actual playbook hit. If I hit the playbook hit, we'll work on this column. Now, ideally, I want all of them to be hashtag one hits, and I want the other hashtags to be or FAE. So if you noticed the hashtag on the actual playbook hit, the one that actually ran to target was FAE, and I put 3 in there. So let me explain what this is. So every time I fight for this specific trade, there'll be a 1 here. So the first, well, let me break it down, okay? Let me actually hashtag this. So this was a failure. So this was, I hit it and it failed. So it would be FF for failure. Fight fail. So I fought for the trade and I failed. So it was a fight fail. Now, if I had fought for it and the playbook trade didn't work and I broke even or took a little bit of profits, it would be success, right? But if I lose money on it, it's a failure. That's just how it is. So this gauges to me how well I'm managing my initial hits. Am I taking losses on the initial hits or am I taking like little wins or break evens? Because I consider a break even success because I think 1 tick loss is like 3.5 break evens worth of whatever in commissions. So you can definitely take about 3.5 break evens before it equals 1 tick of loss. So that's why break evens to me are a success. So I fought it and it was a failure. Okay. Now I fought for this 3 times. So I fought for it again. Now what I'll do is we'll get into that, but what happens is like I'm kind of getting tongue tied here. So what happens is if I fight for this thing, I fought for this thing 3 times, right? So at least 2 of the attempted hits are going to be in this hashtag pairing. This hashtag pairing is only for when the trade actually works. The trade may never work. So if it didn't work, it doesn't get this pairing. But if it works, it gets this pairing. But if it didn't work, if I keep initially hitting it and it doesn't work, it gets this pairing. So I hit it 3 times. So 2 of those hashtag pairs will be at least one of these 2 combinations, right? It could be 2 FFs or 2 FSs, or it could be 1 FF or 1 FS. If I hit it 5 times, it could be any combination, right? But every time I hit it, let's say the first hit was a fail, I put 1. And let's say the second hit was a success, I'd put 2. So I hit it twice, and the second hit was a success. And the reason for this is I want to know, do I hit these playbook trades? How many hits can I take out of playbook trade before I just start swinging like shit and they turn into FFs? So is it on average that my first 2, 3 hits are usually always successes? I want to know that statistic. Or is it when I hit it at it 4 times, it starts to lead into failures? So if I hit these things 4 times and I start failing on average, like if my fourth hit is mostly fails statistically, if most of my fourth hits are always fails, then I know that when it comes to trading these things, I never take a fourth hit. Okay? Now, I want to know how many times do I hit before the playbook trade works? Maybe there's no way in hell that most of these are going to be one hit wonders. There's no way I'm just going to hit these things and they run right off the bat. I got to hit a few times. So, on average, does it take 3 hits before they succeed? So, if that's the case, then I know that I can hit at it, I can swing at these things 3 times, but I need to be very specific about where I swing. Okay? So, I took 3 hits on this. Once it actually works, I use this hashtag pair. It's not a one-hitter. I know it's not a one-hitter. I know I fought for it 3 times. So the last hit always goes here. So this would go to 3. Fight actual hit is what this is called, or fight actual entry. Now, if I swung at it 5 times before it worked, I would put 5 here. And then 1, 2, 3, and 4 would be any of these combinations. Hopefully that makes sense. Okay, so let me reset this. I'll probably put this template in the playbook Discord room under instructions in case you guys want to use it. It'll be somewhere in there. It may not be under instructions. I might create a new section. Okay, in case you guys want to use this template hashtag system. Okay, so the first fight was a fail. I know that. Okay, let's look at the next hashtag pair. So this is a flow chart. I can never do the hashtag pairs on this column unless the trade actually works. Okay? Because the fighting entries, these are fight attempts for playbook trade. They get their own hashtag pair. Okay? For instance, notice there's volatility on both of these. Notice how the volatility hashtag pair is different. This side it ends with a T, this side it ends with a Y. If I do not separate that, then I will be confused in my stats. I want to know the volatility on the hits that actually worked, and I want to know the volatility on the hits that didn't work, where I was just fighting for it. If volatility is always medium on my best hits, I want to know that. Otherwise, if these hashtag volatility pairings are the same, those specific stats will get skewed and mixed together. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Because again, I won't know if, and each of these trades gets all 4 of these hashtag pairings. They all go through this process here. So you're gonna, if you're confused, this will unfold as we go. So what was the entry on this? I honestly think it was a good attempt because I attempted to hit it in a really decent spot. It rejected a volume point of control on the composite on that small distribution curve. I think it was a good fucking attempt. Okay, so I'll put hashtag GA for good attempt. Okay, so I have good attempt, bad attempt, and I chase the trade. Sometimes I'll miss the entry and I'll chase it a bit. I want to know how badly that affects me. Are these chasing the entries fucking me badly? Or can I kind of get away with it? So I want to know how I perform on these entries. Am I hitting like shit? Or am I taking good attempts? What does the specific stats look like on this hashtag pairing? So when they fix their hashtagging system, and hopefully it works the way I think it should work, what I'll do is I'll run a filter on just these 3 hashtag pairs. And the pie chart will show me which one of these hashtag pairs are more profitable and which of these 3 hashtag pairs are losing me more money. Okay? Same goes with these fights. I'll run the hashtag on these fights. Of course, there's going to be more of these filtered because they're going to all have different numbers. Okay, I don't expect to see 5 hits on a specific playbook trade. So I think that would be more of a rare occasion, but the pie chart would be comprised of a lot of different combinations of these because of the numbers that go in there. The hashtag pairs will always be stable. So if I look at a pie chart on this, which I can't show you an example because the thing's broken, um, I will see, I will see the distribution. Am I hitting more good attempts than bad attempts, or am I hitting more chase trades than these two combos? Obviously, I want my good attempt distribution to be higher, so I'm hitting more good attempts on my fights. If I'm hitting mostly bad attempts, then I know that I need to be more particular about my entry. So as you can see, these hashtags will allow me to further diagnose exactly what's working, what's going right, what I need to stop doing, and what I need to do more of, or what parameters I need to stay in when fighting for my playbook trades. So this hashtagging system allows me to further diagnose exactly what I need to tighten up on because I don't fucking know. I really don't know. Like, I never knew Thursday and Friday was my best day until I tracked stats. Don't track stats in your head. You need to have some sort of stat tracking software, and this is the best way to do it. I don't know how you could run hashtags, maybe in a spreadsheet, but that's a lot of fucking work. But then again, Jigsaw's journal ticks is broken right now. Anyways, it was a good attempt. So that's the best outcome for this. The best outcome would obviously be a successful hit and a good attempt. That hashtag pairing would be the best to see, honestly. How was the exit of this motherfucker? Um, let's look. Let's look. Honestly, I think I hesitated way too much. Also, actually it wasn't a good attempt because the tape didn't fucking confirm it. Like, I get why it was a good attempt, but it wasn't a good attempt. Because the tape didn't fucking confirm it. Honestly, the tape didn't fucking confirm it. I could have broke even on that. I had plenty of chance to break even on that. I had plenty of, and it wasn't working. So it ticks down once, pops up, ticks back in, ticks down, pops up, and this is so low I could queue out, and then I'm not getting it. I could still be running a queue right there to get out of that. I don't, and then I was just slightly too fucking late. Slightly too fucking late on it. See, this is like the importance of being fast because that makes the difference. That was 150. That could have been a fucking $25 loss or a break even, and it just turned into a $150 loss. So that's very important. Give me just a second because I need to put on some music. So let's go ahead and look at the hashtag pairing. So it wasn't good management. That would be the most ideal one in this specific cat. Couldn't react. Couldn't react means it just blew against me and I couldn't do shit against it because sometimes that happened. I had plenty of time to react to this, or did I move my stop and it just kept running? That's obviously the worst thing to have is SM stop moved. Um, it was bad management. It wasn't the most horrific management, but it was still I was too slow. And I could put slow management, but that's too many hashtag pairs. I used to do that before I hashtag because I used to write notes. I would look at my P&L and would write notes of every trade that happened, and it makes more sense to transition from note taking to hashtag pairing. Um, More so with playbook trades than like bullshit trades. Those aren't really worth my time because if you're new, it's definitely worth your time to review everything. And I still review every single trade on specific accounts. Certain accounts I don't. And again, in this specific video, I explain all that. Okay. So that playbook best way to start playbooking trade video. What you're seeing here is when you have advanced further in the process. So when you know statistically what your better playbooks are because you've been quick shotting them. Again, this video shows you how to quickly sample a lot of different trades and how to quickly playbook shit. This specific video series is for when you have good shit and you want to further diagnose it. Okay? Further really look at the guts and shit. And hashtag pairing goes with the hits going into it. If there's shitty, crappy trades or good little scalps, but they're not playbooks, I don't really review them on certain accounts. Again, other accounts I do. I'm probably confusing you. So now I get to review everything. Now, is most of my management good getting out of these things? Is it mostly bad? Am I moving a lot of stops? If my distribution is mostly moving stops, I have a problem. I need to stop fucking doing that. If I couldn't react, that means I'm hitting in really fucked up spots. Um, Honestly, or that couldn't react. Sometimes the market just blips against you so quick, like a few block orders just hit out of nowhere and it just blows through you, and there's really nothing you can do. So I think the couldn't react is more of a freakish thing to happen. So most of these are going to be good management or bad management. So I want to compare those hashtag pairings to really see what am I doing more of? Am I managing these things like shit? And if I'm managing a lot of them like shit, I need to figure out what I can do to do that better. Maybe my entries aren't that good. So what I will do is run a hashtag pairing on the entries and the exits only. So initially I'll look at stats on each one of these hashtag pairs in one of these boxes. And then I'll put combinations of them together. And that way it'll paint a bigger picture. And if this hashtag pairing system gets fixed, what I'll do is I will share a video on how I do that. Okay, so I want to put the combination together. Were my bad attempts leading to bad management? Like, was my high distribution, like, was my most of my managements due to mostly bad attempts? That's important. Or was most of my bad managements working with good attempts? Or were most of my bad managements due to chasing a trade? Were most of my good managements with bad attempts or good attempts or what? So I want to know. So you can see I could really dive in and really figure these things out. And then what I can do is look at all my good managements and look at just this hashtag with all three of these hashtags. And then I can see statistically what the fuck's going on in there, if that makes sense. How are my good managements? Are they with the good attempts, bad attempts, or so you can see there's a fuckload of combinations of really looking at the statistics on these things. And I think that's wildly important because that'll allow you to really figure out what you need to do less of, what you need to do more of, what you need to improve on. Okay? Because if you're just playbooking a trade and you're looking at the stats on how well that playbook trade works compared to other playbook trades, that's not good enough because you won't be able to fully exploit the full potential of that. And when you're hitting these monstrous playbook trades, what you need to do is figure out how can you trade them better. Most traders tend to be hard on themselves when they do bad. Well, it needs to be the opposite. You need to be easy on yourself when you do bad, and when you're hitting these knockout trades is when you need to be very hard on yourself. How can I do it better? How can I scale up the size? And using these hashtag pairings allows us to really pull very, very minute micro stats on a lot of different shit. So we can really paint a picture of what we are really looking like going into these things. So that way, in the future, we can hit these things as perfectly as possible, and then we can start scaling them the fuck up. In the last video, I told you if I hit this on 20 lots, this would have been a $12,000 trade. How do I scale up to 20 lots? I need to know specific stats because I need to be very comfortable with these specific trades before I start scaling them up. And I also need a fuckload more of these trades. This one trade, the big dirty, this is the only one. If I'm not hitting the big dirty that often, this isn't a scalable trade. If I hit the big dirty multiple times a month, this can be a scalable trade. Okay? But I know what this is. This is a combination of several playbook trades. So that's why it's called the Big Dirty, because it's a lot of them. Um, anyways, bad management. What was the volatility on this? I want to say it's medium. It's really not that high. Like it's not the high. It does kind of have high volatility, but it's more so medium than anything else. Because it's totally like if it's too high, I can't like manage out of it. I have the flat key out. This is more so medium. Here's the thing, you can have like a medium plus or medium minus, but what I need to do is keep my hashtag pairing kind of lower. And as I progress this trade, my hashtag pairing may evolve in the next month. I may add extra hashtag pairs for the volatility so I can really figure out what's going on because volatility it's not just high, low, medium. There's like super high, high, medium, medium high, medium low, low and dead. Honestly, if I could do that hashtag pairing, I would, but I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to keep it simple. And if once I figure out my best, where these specific playbook trades lie as far as hitting them in the best volatile condition. Okay, for instance, if this playbook trade works best in medium volatility, then I will further expand on the volatility thing and going into the next month. And what I mean by next month, this specific video, hopefully you watched, I talk about what you do in month 1 and what you do in month 2. So this is like you're in month 2, this specific video series, this specific playbook trade. This is like being in month 2. So I'm gonna put hashtag medium uh, MVT. That's all I do. I don't do anything else here. I don't fuck with the emojis on this. I just hashtag pair it because this is an attempted hit, and these hashtags will pull up stats. I don't need to know anything else about it. I don't need to put anything else in it. I don't need to screenshot this entry. I don't need to put a description of this entry into this. Like I put it on a sticky note off screen. That's going to go into the actual entry hit where in the last video I have all those screenshots. That's where I'm going to just compile all that data. Okay. And there's no one way to do this shit, but this is how I do it. Okay. And if you guys are trying to get into the playbook challenge, you can do it differently. Okay. Don't expect me to expect you to do it like this. Okay. But I expect you to spend time on the motherfuckers. Okay, so let's cut it. I'm going to save that specific deal. We're going to look at the next attempt getting into it. So when I save it, by the way, um, this is what it looks like. Again, I don't care about the emojis on it. I care more so on the actual playbook hit itself. So you can see that's all that's in here is the hashtag pairing. And that hashtag pairing is basically this. It has to have every single one of those. And when the trade actually hits, it has to have one of each of these, okay? Hopefully this is starting to make sense to you guys. Okay, let's go ahead and go over. What we're going to do is I'm going to have to, since I saved that, I'm going to exit out. You can't see what I'm doing right now. Give me just a minute and because I need to pull up the next attempted entry. which I lose $100 on. Ooh, this one gets bad. Something happened where I fucked this one up. So this next attempt is at 10:15. So what the fuck? Did I re-enter that? Here it is. This is going to be the next one. I get stopped out. That's the first one we just went over. So it's kind of stalling on 97.25 right here. What's at 97.25? Well, we need to know what's at 97.25. Structurally, I want to know what's at 97.25. So 97.25 is kind of like near the edge of this curve. So 97.50 would actually have been the better hit. Because the 97.50, I would want it to like flirt on top of it because it's like a high volume edge right here. That is currently acting as temporary resistance. So, and I never marked it on here, so 97.50. Yeah, so this 97.50 is kind of holding the market down. So I hit it at 97 even, which is right above VPOC of this little distribution curve. So it's working, but something happens. Oh my god, it got slammed hard. So I should have cut it right there. Yeah, that's too much drama. This is a very interesting hit. And here's the thing. This is how you can try to replicate my playbook trades, but this is why it's important to record your trades because all of these hits are going to be so unique and different. So no matter how your playbook trades look, these hits are always really unique. And I got, oh my god, it slipped me. Yeah, it slipped me. So what happened was I experienced slippage on that. Or did I not? No. Okay. What the fuck happened? Hold on. I need to look at that loss again. Oh my god. You know what happened? I hit the fucking flat key right before that happened. But what's fucking crazy is it still counted it as 10 ticks going against me. Okay, so I lost, look. So I lost $100 on the deal, right? This is why you can kind of edit this shit right here, because the MAEMFE can be a little fucked up. Wow, that was really solid fucking management. I'm not gonna fucking lie on that. Okay, so 25, 50, 75, $100. So when I hit the flat key, it automatically market orders sell for me on this specific thing. So I hit this 14 lots. So that's $100 in loss. So I didn't get stopped out on it. And then boom. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's printing 10 ticks down. So this is like actually fucked up. So I didn't take 4 ticks of heat on it, but I do want to know exactly how many ticks of heat I took on it. So I'm going to edit that because I think the system, since the trade happened so fast right before that blowout happened, I think the system kind of registered that as, it was going through a transitional phase where certain components are trying to align with each other. Like, okay, he's out of the trade, but the MAE tracking part of the P&L is lagging a few seconds behind, if that makes sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to come back here. I give you guys really quality shit, by the way. Like, I don't think there's anybody doing videos like I do. Like, seriously, this is the best shit out there, period. Like, hands down, my channel is fucking amazing. Like and subscribe. Feel free to donate to me in the coffee link below. That would be nice if you guys do that. The minimum donation is $3. Because I'm gonna turn you guys into fucking highly profitable traders. You know what I'm saying? So by you using this stuff, that $3 is gonna be nothing once you use what I'm teaching you. So I want to know how many ticks did this thing actually go against me? So the entry was, it was good-ish. So it went 3 ticks, 4 ticks. It went 4 ticks against me. See, and I know statistically my trades take about 6 ticks to work. Anything outside of that is trash. But and that's why my management has to be good, because I need to see that again. So I'm doing like a play-by-play on this. Printed against me actually 5 ticks. Almost stopped my ass out on that. Almost. And then I cut it like right the fuck somewhere right here. Jesus Christ. Um, it went against me 5 because I lost 100 on it. But I got out, like, the max it went against me was 5 in that. Because if it went 6, I would have got stopped out. And that would have been minus 150. So let's kind of like look at the actual entry of this deal. So first and foremost, what do you think this hashtag is going to be? It's going to be fight fail 2. It has to be 2. Every time you get into this, that number will always go from 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to whatever. And this number will always be at least 2. Because if it's a 1, you use hashtag 1 hit. Okay, so let's go ahead and put hashtag F2F, all caps. It has to be all caps, otherwise the shit will get a little fucked up. Okay. So how was the entry on the deal? Oh, did I not show you guys a hashtag? Oh well. See, this almost worked. So I got in at 97. I want to look at 97 again. 97. I got in 97 even. Shit. Where the fuck was this at? Shit, I'm so confused. It's right here. And I marked 96.50 as like the center point. Really, it's 96. Really, it's 96.75. So I got one tick above the center point. Honestly, I think that was a good entry. Because I got in right on center point, like the first attempt. I need to further diagnose this entry. So I need to go back a little further. So this is where I get fucking whacked, I think, on the first one. Okay. It shouldn't print into 96.75 again. Really, I need to be attempting 96.50. That was an okay entry. Honestly, I kind of it's not a terrible attempt, but it's not that good. See, I'm really conflicted on it. Honestly, it really makes sense, and I didn't really chase the trade. I wish I would have got a tick below, but I think it's a good attempt. Okay, so let's see what the exit on the management. The management was baller as fuck, but honestly, we're not gonna grade that part. So, yeah, that was sucks, man. That's more like a couldn't react right there. See how them blocks fucking came? That block came in at a. You had a double block hit there. We come up to this high volume edge and we top tick it and then it just blows down. But that 189 came in at 97 even. Holy fuck, it hit me, my shit. I wouldn't be able to fucking react to that. That was just a little too quick. Right here, I need to be trying to get out. Right there, I need to be getting out. I don't think the management's that good. I have plenty of opportunity to get out for lesser shit. That right there, that stall is where I should have got out. Right. Right the fuck. Yeah, see, it's just probing my fucking get out, dude. Just it's not good. I'm not gonna like really die. I know it's not good. I'm not gonna spend forever on it. So, what's the volatility on this? It's medium volatility because it's totally manageable. Like if it's high volatility, that means it's way too hard to like break even. So I would definitely call this hashtag MVT. So this is the second fight. Good attempt, bad management, medium volatility. I save it. Okay. So now we get to actually see the actual hit on this trade, right? Oh, you know what I probably didn't do is I didn't actually name that playbook trade. I have to name it the Big Dirty. I named the first attempt the Big Dirty. I forgot to name the second. So I need to name it. All right. See, now you come here and it says the Big Dirty right here or whatever. Okay. So now what we're going to do is go ahead. So now you've seen this template. Now that I'm here, this is everything that was done in the last video. So we're going to talk about the hashtag pairing for this. I actually do want to do a note on the second hit. Second hit was an okay attempt. Hold on. And I'm doing this off screen. Second attempt was an okay attempt. It started running a block, pushed it quickly back into me. So on that specific trade, the first one I kind of bought going into selling tape on this specific trade, it had stalled in just the right area that I don't need to necessarily be trading with tape behind me. I'm trading before the tape comes in, and if the tape doesn't come in, then I have to manage my way out of it and try again, essentially. So second attempt was an okay attempt. It started running in my favor. A block pushed it quickly back into me. Let's actually watch it again. The attempt is okay. It's not horrific. See how tight it was there? I think it was structurally it makes sense for me. Then it hits that high volume edge. That's where you get the fuck out. Okay, so it's not working. I should. Okay, so I had a chance to break even there. So I had a chance to break even once. How many times did I have a chance to break even on that? So one break even, two break even, three break even. Fuck, man. At this point, okay, so let's see. I'm going to write at this point, I had three. So let's see. At this point, I had three different openings to hit a break even. I had plenty of time to hit a one tick loss as well. So I'm trying to understand this a little bit better. Because this specific entry is really good, but at the same time it didn't work. It, at the same time it just didn't work. It didn't work. It was working, but then that block fucked it up, essentially. I don't think if that block came in, that wouldn't have happened. And I think it would have worked at that point. That's why you listen to order flow, because it talks to you. Okay, so I just had a plenty of opportunity, and I was fucking messing with the Okay, I think messing with DOM alignment messed up my attempt to hit for the BE. Okay, so one thing I do notice is when it goes against me, notice how I realign the DOM, or I scroll up, I scroll back down, I scroll up, I scroll back down. Okay, so what happened? Okay, okay, yeah, that fucked me up. I noticed I scrolled the DOM up and down multiple times. Hold on, guys. So I noticed I scrolled the DOM up and down multiple times, which interfered with hitting the BEs or break even. So that scrolling effect kind of just because I'm instead of covering the trigger on the left mouse button, I have my finger on the wheel and not the button. So my finger was completely off the trigger. Uh, Having my finger cover the scroll wheel left the trigger uncovered as well. Do you see how specific this is? Do you see how now I know that don't fucking scroll it around next time? That could make a difference. Okay? Do you see how that when you diagnose these things, this shit matters? These really intricate details matter. So I don't really need to see any more of this, to be honest with you, but we'll go ahead and get into the next deal. So give me just a second. Um, okay, so I said in the last. Oh, I did fucking hashtag parrot. I hope everything's still in here. Yeah, everything's in here. Okay. So let's go to hashtag pairing. And even if the hashtag pairing system isn't fixed, what's great is I can still look at all my playbook trades and I can still look at the hashtag pairing up here and know how many attempts it was and um, how I managed it overall. So I can still see the hashtag pairing within here, and that's good. So this is what we're gonna do is we're gonna go here and go to this one. Was it a first hit? Was it a one hitter? Unfortunately, not. Those are the best, but we're learning. I'm learning here how to hit this. It was a F3 AE, so it took 3 attempts before the actual entry. That's what that is. So F3 AE. Now I know Trader View and it's spelled Trader V. I'll just show it to you guys. TraderView.com. This website here, this is also a journaling deal. They have hashtagging that I think actually works. The problem is getting Jigsaw DOM data into it is a motherfucker. Uh, it can be done, and they have great support. And S&B Capital actually uses these guys. So, oh yeah, where were we? We're okay. So now that we are actually about to see the actual hit, we move to this column. So we can keep track of the stats on all the hits that were actually like legitimate. Oops. Okay, so again, it's an F3 AE. I know that it was a fucking good entry. GE for good entry. Notice though, notice this is I have exit and entries on both of them. Notice how how the hashtag pairing is different for exits and entries on both columns. Again, that's to prevent um, cross contamination of hashtag pairings for the fights versus the actual hits. Now, if you guys never really scalp into your positions, then this hashtag pairing thing, you may just want to use this one column. You may not need the fighting attempt if you guys don't take multiple hits like I do. Okay? Um, it was a good entry. It's either two. So the entry system on this is different. It's different. It's either too early, good entry, or late entry. So too early would mean I got into it and the market goes against me, right? That's what that means. If it goes against me so many ticks. Um, a good entry is if I hit it and it stays within my parameters and it works. Late entry means I get in way later and I didn't get the most optimal entry. That's very important because you need to know where the optimal entry is, because I think in that last video I showed you guys my actual entry and my actual exit on a playbook setup, and the ideal entry and the ideal exit was really far apart. So if you're hitting too late, you're leaving money on the table. If you're exiting too soon, you're leaving money on the table. And when it comes to these playbook trades, you want to spread that out as far as possible. So this will allow us to figure that out. I think this too early hashtag pairing might be a little fucked up because I'll most likely get stopped out, but uh, actually what this too early makes sense for is if I hit the playbook trade, but it's too early. Okay, so let me explain something about this column. Okay, if I hit if I hit the actual playbook entry and I cut it after 2 ticks, okay, it's still, and that happens to me a lot, where I get in the perfect position and I cut it way too fucking early. It would obviously get this exit early hashtag, but even though it might be a 2-tick win, the idea was there and there could have been multiple points on the table. I'm still going to playbook that trade, even though it was only a 2-tick win because I panic and cut it too early. Okay? I'm still going to basically playbook it. Now, this specific playbook trade is the best trade of the week. So obviously, I'm going to spend a lot more time on the best trade of the week. Okay? But any other playbook setups that weren't the best that are going to get hashtag pairing, generally I'll do those a little bit quicker. So it'll be a combination of what you see in this video, how I quickly put them in, but I will also be adding hashtag pairing in a few more screenshots with more descriptions on top of it. Definitely hashtag pairing, but I'm going to try to keep them not as long as this one. This one's just a special case because it's the Big Dirty and it had a lot going on in it, which all that juking made sense to me from an auction market theory standpoint. So let's just watch this. Oh yeah, so yeah, playbook trades that I cut too early are gonna get this hashtag pairing. That are playbook trades that I know I do a lot of or whatever. So it's still going to get this hashtag pairing. I still want to go over it because I need to figure out, okay, well, don't panic out of it. Sometimes you'll hit these playbook trades way too early and it'll impulse up and you may take profits or whatever. And then all of a sudden it pulls back to your entry and blows past your entry, but you're already out of it because you took profits. And then the real move happens, and then it turns back around and runs really far. So you got in too early, and while that attempt may have been great, the actual real hit wasn't there. Like you took the hit way too early, and you got out of it. So that's what the too early basically means. And if I have an example of that, I might share it at some point. Or if you take my playbook um, challenge, you might see that hashtag pairing. Who knows? Okay, so let's look at the actual fucking entry on this deal. And typically they're not going to take. I'm also explaining to you guys, so that's why this is taking fucking forever. What the fuck was that? Oh yeah, I got out of it right on the nick of time. Okay, so it's getting embedded. That almost seems like a spoof, but it's not because it gets filled. Watch. See? It's not a spoof. Okay, so let's look at this. So it's getting trapped right at like 95 even. So this is when the bottom tick, the very bottom tick's put in. That makes sense, dude. I get the other hits, but these two high nodes are sort of just, they stick out like a sore thumb, and this originally was a low noded valley, and this is the center point. Yeah, that makes sense, dude. I'm probably gonna screenshot that. And again, a lot of my playbooks aren't this big and take this long. So it hits in the 94.75. Okay. So here's what I want to do is I want to like what I want to do is like screenshot this phenomenon right here. Okay, I hit a button that's probably gonna fuck my shit up. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So this is all like bigger picture pattern shit. So we got big picture, fundamentals, technical analysis, reading the tape. So I'm gonna go ahead and come down here. And I'm gonna make a new section. Really, I want to shrink. This is what sucks. They don't stay shrunk. I wish they did. Okay. So typically I don't necessarily always need to write a description of reading the tape. This is still order flow. Like I get like I'll highlight shit. So when I do like I always usually screenshot this recording always on almost everything has that. Some of them won't have the big picture Sierra charts on it, but most of them have this. That got blocked bot, which yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is like I took that screenshot. So what I'm gonna do now, oh, let me put the deal there because I want to know about the next step in this deal. Because I like pictures personally, like they help. Okay, so one is the low, okay, the low of the move, which is also pictured. Actually, you know what I want to do? Give me a second. I'll explain here in a minute. So these prices, these little weird high nodes are at 94.75 and 95 even. So I'm going to delete this one. And I'll explain here in just a second. So these two pictures are kind of go together because I want to see the big picture and the smaller picture of exactly what just happened structurally. You know what I'm saying? So one. So two, and this, remember this chart is 3C. 2 is where the two random high nodes are on 3C. This used to be a low noded valley. These two nodes also represent the center point of the low node valley. Okay. Because I want to know that like piece of structure. I really want to. That piece of structure might mean something important, and I'm trying to do what I can to recognize what happened there. So what I'll do is, oh no, I erased it. There we go. You can press Control Z if you accidentally fuck something up. Okay. So I'm attempting. I attempted. I guess my mouse was fucked up on this entry because when that gray box popped in, like, so 9650, 96, or I'm sorry, I got in at 97, 9575 right here. I tried for this low note at 9550. Um, so I want to take a note on that. Third attempt was really good. The problem was mouse was not on trade mode, so I fumbled. So my mouse has to be toggled because I have the left click is right click. So I toggle it by pushing it's a gaming mouse. I push the scroll wheel to the left and it toggles it so the left click becomes the right click. And the reason being is it allows me to like cancel orders easier by just clicking the price or something. I can't remember right now. But it allows me to do something with management a little bit easier. And every time I go from a chart to Jigsaw, I have to do this toggle. And I didn't toggle it over. And I have a light that comes on it, so it goes from green to red or red to green, and it's red when it's on Jigsaw mode. Like the buttons change up a little bit. Like the right click button becomes it clears the market orders in the center of the DOM. So when I toggle it over, it's clearing those orders. So it's kind of a macro key. But when I need to fuck with my charts, I left click it over. Okay. Give me just a moment, folks. So give me a second here, guys. Yeah, see, I fumbled it. That's good. That's not bad. Oh, and then it filled a fourth lot. Holy shit. That was an accidental scale up. Because that window came in the fucking thing. Fuck. Also, if you notice, there's like an overnight point of control here, too. Actually, let's look at the bigger picture. I didn't even fucking notice that. Um, this happened at 96 even. Holy shit. We need to know that. That's important. So why is that important? That is so important to know because that's an extra supporting factor. Like the more things you have supporting your entry, the better. And that was support essentially. Like I mean, I know it went through it, but that specific area is so important because it's heavily influenced because it happened in the overnight. Let's see how the tape looked before I decided to get into it. So we got the block buys, which is good. It's getting caught up on LP 9550. I like that. Actually, I marked 9550. No. Wait a second. I'm so motherfucking confused. Okay. Okay, never mind. So, really, it was. Oh my god. See, that could fuck you up right there. That was stupid. And it looked like I canceled a stop. Oh, the reason I moved the stop because I was going to just hit the flat key because what would happen is it would only take 2 out because the stop's at 2. And I don't know. It's still kind of a stupid thing to do. Really stupid, to be honest with you, to do that. Yeah, that's really stupid. Yeah, see, and I'm struggling to get that off because the right click is mixed with the left click, and the tape is good too. The tape is really fucking solid. But it's stalling out. There's really not much mid it's hitting. There they go. So what I'm gonna do is screenshot this. I don't have to write anything on the tape because I'm gonna go ahead and just do this. Notice where it's mostly red from that selling, and notice this is when that block came, or that large order came in to hold the market down right here. Those came in. So what I want to do is number these right here. I want to actually take an arrow potentially and put this here. Because once those blocks came in, but this is when it started the transition from selling to buying. You can see the clear transition, how what happens is it's mostly red and then you get a little bit more blue, blue, red, blue, 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 blue. But it's not always like that. And this thing, the last real amount of buying was 99.50. Oh, all the way up here. Before that it was 96.50 right here. So I'm gonna cut this up. Actually, I'm gonna cut this tape up. It's 95.25. So from here to here, happen happen in here for the most part. And that's why I have the price on this, because I want to know what price. But what's interesting is these didn't come in until 99. So from 99 to 99.75 up here. And yeah, that came in, but that came in like right the fuck here, you know. Really, I don't need to necessarily number it, because like that tells me everything. I don't, because I can just look at it and I know what happened. Like, because between here and here, really, really, like from here to here, really, this was like retail or offers being pulled. So I actually might want to write about that. So I want to write about this. I don't want to write about this. So in picture one, blocks hit here, and what I'm saying is there's a large limit that pinned the market down, and that's why I have this picture as well, because like these pictures when I scroll tell me a story, right? I see that what happened here, and then I know that structurally on 3C this is where it was. And then what I mentioned is these blocks come in and smash that large offer. And then I also want to mention that my mid sizes, they basically have a huge void, a gap in between them. So retail drove it at that point. So that's these pictures tell me a story, and I like this sort of template for reading the tape because now I get to see exactly what it is that happened. There she goes. Goodbye. Here's where it really blew, like fucking is scary. But here's the thing, like see that all that selling and shit. I knew what this play was. Look how it came right the fuck back to me. I knew what it was. Also the RTH point of control was here as well. So I do want to mention that. Right on overnight VPOC. Well, actually, let's go back in time real quick. Let's yeah. So it had several supporting factors. The actual entry happened right on overnight VPOC, and it was at that moment the RTH sessions VPOC. RTH being regular trading hour. Wow. See that chop? That would scare anybody. That chop right there is actually that would actually be a good screenshot because that specific chop is I feel like I'm missing something. Yeah, I feel like something got deleted. So 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah. There's a fuckload of pictures in here that disappeared. Shit. Fuck. Wait, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, fuck, man. Okay, some pictures got deleted in here. God damn it. Give me a second. Oh my god. There we go. Shit. Oh my god. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to re-put these shots in. I'll do that later. There's some shit that got deleted. I'll just do it later. So where this 10 is, because I'm not gonna put y'all through that. So basically where this 10 is, I'm going to have a photo in here. I'm just going to, because I got to fix all that shit that disappeared. But I want to see what that looked like on a 4-second chart. Or it was a 3-second chart. So that's what 10 looked like. Because that makes a lot of sense to me. And then there's one point where it just flew down. Yeah, right the fuck there. Yeah, that fucking bullshit. Look at this. Typically that doesn't happen like that and that right there. And I'm like, ooh man, my butthole puckered on that one. Oh my god. Look at that. Just like my asshole was puckering hard on that one. So actually I want to put something in here. Where's 10 at? 10 days, stay above LP now. This chopping was actually an LP windup. This signaled a move higher. So that winding signaled a move higher in a sense. Kind of like you see the chop that happened in 11. It did the same thing here. So let me just hashtag this and I'm gonna shut it down. So the exit was really good. Like, I'm probably not gonna show it well because this thing goes on for fucking ever. Yeah, and this motherfucker's freezing up. Here we go. Here we go. See all that chop right there? That's what happened in this 11. Well, and that's a 1-minute chart. So here I have target. I think I'm getting out right here. Did I already have my target there? No. Let's see how the exit was. And then I know it took a little bit more off down right about here. I think the exit was perfect, to be honest with you. XG exit good. Medium MYV on the volatility. MYV. MYV. Or MVY, I'm sorry. I gotta fix that. That could be a problem. MVY. Yeah. I gotta fix this shit, so I'm gonna save it. I'm gonna cut the video off. There's gonna be